Most Brits think that Spanish food consists of two things. One sangria, two paella. But for the locals, it's about ham. This week, a taste of Europe comes from the mountains of southwest Spain, a remote region, but nevertheless a place of pilgrimage for the Spanish who just love their ham. There are various grades of Spanish ham, but the real top quality stuff comes from these little beauties behind me, the black Iberico pig. This remote region, the size of Holland, is the wilderness of oaks, olive groves, eagles and pigs, an ancient breed that have always lived here in western Spain. These days they are treated like royalty by pork producers and overseen by Miguel Ulibarri. I recognise happy pigs when I see them. I mean, you can see them here, they're just running everywhere.
Yeah, you can see they are very relaxed, nothing to worry about.
They're really chilled out, aren't they?
Good food, great place. Each pig needs the size of 2 soccer fields. It is huge.
Mind you, they have a pretty good life, don't they?
They do, they do.
This is what the Iberico pigs are after, acorns. And they're real gourmets. They won't touch the green ones, they have to wait until they're ripe and brown. How much will they actually weigh at the end?
And well, they are a slow-growing animal. They live for about 18 to 20 months. By the end, it's about 160, 170 kilos.
That's a big pig.
It is big pig. The interesting thing is that they gain around 1/3 of that during the last 2 to 3 months just on acorns and grass.
They're pretty greedy little creatures. In one day, one pig will eat a whole oak tree's worth of acorns. I've had a go at curing ham myself and I actually quite enjoy it. It's a bit of a hobby of mine. And all you really need is air, salt, time, fabulous raw product and experience. Probably 40 to 50 years experience. Let's see how the experts do it. Wow.
Need to close.
Keep the door shut. Yeah. Oh, it's a bit chilly in here.
Yeah, it's cold. It's cold.
So, this is it?
Yeah, well, this is the beginning of the process. Covering the ham with sea salt. It's a very old technique when there were no fridges.
A preservative, really.
Yeah, preserves food.
And how long do they stay in salt?
This is one of the secrets of each of the companies. So you're not going to tell me, basically? No, but there is a rough average. It's 1 day per kilo, maybe a little bit less.
Oh, okay.
But it's very important to do it right.
Of course, the thing to remember is that in the UK, when we think about ham, we think about boiled ham, big gammons. Where here, this is all raw, air-dried. The curing or making of Iberico ham is like making fine wine. It takes time and expertise, sometimes up to 5 years.
This is the next step. Once the hams are stabilized with the salt, it is a process of hanging them, and it's a natural air drying process. You need to play with the outside weather to make that happen.
So you actually move them around all the time?
Yes, that's very important. And this is done by hand. They move them around just one by one, taking out and hanging them somewhere else. It's quite a job.
Some of them have got mould growing on it. Is that a good thing?
It is, it is. In fact, that helps to create the bouquet in the ham. That is very important. And the flavor, of course.
Javier Fernandez is one of 400 ham on Iberico producers. Okay, gentlemen, what is happening here now?
Antonio is doing 2 processes here. No? The first is touching.
Oh, so he feels if it's cured or if it's ready or not, basically?
Yes, okay. Testing. And the other process is with the colour, testing the bouquet.
This is a colour, and it's made from cow bone, so you have to push it into the meat and let it get very, very quickly, because the cow bone obviously releases the flavour and the bouquet. I know it sounds a really silly question, but how do you become a master ham maker?
You need a lot of years of experience.
So he's a very skilled man.
Yes.
I'm trying to hazard a guess to how many hams I've seen, but how many do you reckon you make a year?
Well, as a whole, the production of Iberico ham is not that big. It's only 4 million hams.
Only 4 million?
Yeah.
What is actually happening here?
Well, Juan is an independent quality control
All right.
person. What he does is the final check.
So this is about 500 euros, you say?
500 euros.
Really?
Yeah. Some people say that this is more a jewelry than a meat company.
Wow. This stamp is like a hallmark on a gold bar. It tells you that this, and only this ham, is the real deal. Top notch. I've never been more overwhelmed by what I've seen. There are literally tens of thousands of ham. You get lost in this place, it's massive. And all I can smell is this beautiful, aging ham. And it's really quite eerie.
Well, Phil, let me introduce Jose.
Hello, Jose.
Jose is a maestro cortador. He does the carving. Well, it looks easy when Jose does it, but it takes quite a lot of skill.
The aroma coming off that leg is absolutely fantastic. And even though we're outside, I can still smell it.
Jose, ¿te importa si Phil
Does he
lo
trust
intenta?
me?
¿Te fías de él?
Sí.
Sí.
You mad fool, you.
Careful, it's quite sharp.
Okay.
Lamb,
Is
lamb,
actually-
and out. There.
Out.
Out. There it is.
Why do you cut the ham in such small pieces? I've noticed on the plate there that it's not huge slices. In England we have
Yeah.
big long slices of ham.
You know, with the long slices,
Uh-huh.
you don't get the feeling of the fat melting in the mouth. That's
I
where you really get
see.
the flavor of it. That really helps.
It's a lot softer than I thought it'd be. Would I get a job?
You could get a job here, I think.
Hey. So Miguel, this is the end product.
Yeah, finally, here it is. After so much time, it is something to share, to enjoyment, to friends, to sharing, to celebrations, weddings. A wedding in Spain without Iberico ham is not a wedding.
So here it is. Up to 5 years in the making, and real quality, right down to its little black shiny hooves. That is outstandingly good, and I've never ever tasted anything like that in my life.